Welcome to this discussion on choice and career options on Facebook and YouTube. Hi, everyone. I'm Rick Blackwell from the Education Network. So glad that you're joining us. And I'm joined by two amazing administrators inside the school district of Palm Beach County. We've got Dr. Glenda Sheffield. She's the Chief Academic Officer. Good to see you. Dr. Geraldine Johnson. She's the Director of Choice and Career Options. One of the great things about our jobs is we get a chance on a regular basis to talk to kids whose lives have literally been changed by these choice and career options. We're going to talk about that in a second. But first, let's hear from the superintendent of the Palm Beach County School District, Mike Burke.
Welcome to the 26th Annual Showcase of Schools. I'm Mike Burke, the proud superintendent of the A-rated school district of Palm Beach County. Our school district is committed to educating, affirming, and inspiring each student in an equity-embedded school system. One of the many ways we strive to achieve that mission is by offering more than 330 choice and career programs for students in grades pre-K through 12. Whether you are interested in medicine, emergency services, construction, cybersecurity, the performing arts, international baccalaureate, dual language, or a host of other interests, we have something for everyone. Our options give students the opportunity to select subjects or careers that most interest them while still learning the state's core curriculum. This year's theme is Where Tomorrow Starts Today. As a means of preparing students for their future goals, many of our choice programs also offer our students the opportunity to earn industry certifications. Our programs also reflect current and future workforce needs in Palm Beach County and globally. The showcase is lined with booths representing various schools and programs. I encourage you to take advantage of the one-stop shopping aspect of this event and visit as many booths as possible. The Showcase of Schools event serves as the launch of our choice application process, which is free and open to all students in Palm Beach County. Our team is always available to answer any questions, and we are honored that you have entrusted us with the responsibility of preparing your students for postgraduate success. Thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent Burke. I don't think I'm overstating this. The information that we give you in the next 30 minutes could blaze an academic path for your son or daughter at their school. And then that academic path may lead to a lifelong career. So there's a lot to unpack, a lot of information to convey to our viewing audience. Once again, thank you so much for joining us on Facebook and YouTube Live. Let's get to Dr. Sheffield. This is so exciting because I know, as I mentioned, you're talking to students, you're talking to teachers who are so passionate about the choice and career programs that we have in our school district. First, explain to the average person out there, what are these programs all about and how many do we have? Does every school have them? Explain a little bit about the choice and career programs.
Well, thanks, Rick, for having myself here this evening to really talk about the amazing, career academies, choice programs that are offered in over 300 plus of our district operated schools. I can tell you the opportunities for families to just be able to go to one location and just hear about the various opportunities that their students may be able to be involved in, starting as early as pre-K. From pre-K, from elementary all through high school, it's a large milestone from them. So what it does for our career choice programs, it allows the families to really go and visit, to learn about all of the various programs and career aspirations that their son or daughter may have that they want to start pursuing as early as, let's say, elementary school, and they're able to continue on that. So setting those career paths and just having some understanding, let's talk about our STEM programs, let's talk about our engineering academies. Then we go to where we even talk about many of our finance academies. And I could tell you that, almost 30 years ago, I started Palm Beach County here as a teacher, as a finance academy teacher, the Academy of Finance at Dwyer High School 30 years ago. And we are continuing to flourish with many of our academies. And we are seeing where our students, where they go and participate in our academies, and they found that niche, they found the love, that passion, and they continue matriculating from elementary to middle to high school. In regard to those areas of study. And so when they go on to post-secondary, they have an idea in regards to what it is that they want to do. And participating in some of our choice academies provide, internships, provide career shadowing, it provides mentoring, and also provide opportunities for us to collaborate with our business partners, with our state colleges, and so forth. So it's just so many opportunities there for our families and the milestones that it will bring in the long term for our students. So I'm just encouraging, I'm excited, and I just can't wait till next Tuesday to see all of the families at the South Florida Fairgrounds just looking at all about 300 plus programs, opportunities that we have available for our students here in Palm Beach County.
Yeah, Dr. Johnson, sometimes it's hard to go to an individual school and see all the offerings that they may have at the school or a neighboring school. But this is an opportunity a week from today at the South Florida Fairgrounds. Just kind of set the scene. What can parents expect when they walk around the fairgrounds? Will there be a lot of schools represented there?
Absolutely, Rick, and thank you so much for having us tonight. But yes, all of our choice and career options programs will be represented next Tuesday, starting at 4 p.m. at the South Florida Fairgrounds. Their parents, as Dr. Sheffield has said, will be able to visit with school representatives. There will be student representatives there as well. They can ask, sometimes it's easier to talk to another peer. So they will have student representatives there from many of our choice and career academies that can speak one-to-one with another student about their experience in the academies and what it has done for them. So this is a one-stop shop opportunity for parents to be able to go meet face-to-face with representatives from the schools, ask questions, get more information about additional upcoming activities and events that the school may be having, such as open houses. They will get a chance to learn about the audition processes for those schools that do require an audition for eligibility. So it's just a wonderful opportunity for parents to be able to get the information that they need. And we are so excited to have this opportunity in person again.
Isn't that fantastic? Yeah, I've been to several of these events. Once again, a week from today, South Florida Fairgrounds. We're going to talk about it over and over. Choice is such a remarkable opportunity. I mean, you mentioned a couple of them: finance, firefighting, medical. Can you give us some insights into the varying options that students have, whether it is the arts or it's in business, the chances that they have to really explore, to be the best versions of themselves, and to really, express their creativity in some cases, or to really maybe look into a possible career that they'll have for the rest of their lives?
Well, Rick, like I indicated, we have over 300 plus programs and, from elementary through middle through high school. Some of the programs we do have their articulation to where, when we think about, and I'll use an example, IB for an example. One of the strong partnership that we have, particularly with our IB, we have our PYP program. I'll use Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune Elementary for an example. Then John F. Kennedy is our MYP program. Then, of course, Suncoast High is our diploma-based program. Another diploma-based program that we have there, of course, is at Dwyer High School. Recently, we started an MYP program at H.L. Watkins. So I only use IB as an example because when we talk about, our choice programs, we really look in regards to trying to create pipelines to where there is a feeder pattern to where our students, when they gauge and they find their interest, say in elementary, that they can look for a middle school that may have a similar program. Once they get to middle school, they can continue that study of interest to them in high school. Because what we want to do, we want to make certain that it's not a one and done. For those families, those students that really found that niche in their choice program, once they've given it an opportunity, we want to set a pattern to where they can continue on. So that's what I'm really excited about, because not only are we trying to set our students up for success, and we want them to enjoy learning. So it's important for us to put together some resources, some activities and so forth to where they get that excitement, where they get that hands-on, experience, some exposure in that area of study that they may be in. And we understand, elementary, you may not know exactly what it is that you want to do. But one thing about it, we want to provide the opportunity and that exposure. So elementary, we look at it in terms of exposing our students. When they get to middle and high, the interest level starts increasing. So that's what we're just excited about and what we're able to do for our families. And most importantly, bringing on our business partners and understanding that here is a district. I always say, it takes an entire village. So when we talk about our choice programs, I want you to know that here within the school district of Palm Beach County, we are successful with our choice programs because of the community, because of our business partners, the communities at large. They open their doors, they open their businesses, they allow our students to come in and get those hands-on experiences.
And how successful, Dr. Johnson, literally across the country, people are looking at what we're doing here in Palm Beach County with our choice programs. brag a little bit. We're winning awards, we're winning competitions, kids are getting certifications, they're getting college credits, they're learning jobs that they're going to have for the rest of their lives. Some are getting jobs literally the week after they graduate. They walk that stage at the fairgrounds, they're getting a job the next week based on their work inside these programs. After all that, what makes you the proudest of what we're doing inside our choice programs?
I think you just summed it up. We like to say that we provide opportunities for our students to graduate with a diploma and something else. And oftentimes that something else is an industry credential that oftentimes will allow those students to walk right out of the high school door into employment. For instance, in our medical academies, our students have the opportunity to earn multiple certifications. So a high school student could literally graduate today and go work for Walgreens or CVS as a pharmacy technician with a high school diploma. And I can name so many others. Automotive, our students are earning ASC certifications in automotive. Construction, they're earning those NCCER certifications. So many more that will allow our students to really do what we say. We like to say we are graduating our students college and career ready. And so regardless of what your career is, even if you decide not to continue to pursue the area of study that you've been in the academies, one of the things that our programs do, it gives students life skills. As Dr. Sheffield said, it allows students to intern, have other work-based learning experiences. And from those experiences, students are gaining those soft skills that regardless of what area they continue to pursue or what life they want to have, those soft skills are going to live with them forever and are just transformative across any career path that they choose.
We're on Facebook. We're also on YouTube. It's an opportunity for you to write a question in the chat. We've already got one from Nadell. She wants to know where she can see a complete list of schools and what they offer. And just along those lines, Dr. Sheffield, as well, if your neighborhood school doesn't have maybe a program that you want, based on the fact that it's open enrollment, you can apply and pretty much go to the school that you want that may have the specific program you're interested in. You can go to that school, correct?
Yes, that's the ironing of, our choice programs, to where if their homeschool does not have a particular program, they can apply, to a school that they have found that have the program. Then they will go into the lottery system. Applying is one piece. The second part to that is that when we run the lottery, it's April 1st, I think that's the date that, we will, run the lottery for those families, those students that have submitted their applications. And we always wish that, always hope that we can meet every child's first need.
Dr. Johnson, what are your suggestions when people go to the Showcase of Schools? Again, that's a week from today, South Florida Fairgrounds, starting at 4 o'clock. What are the questions they need to ask? What are parents? What should they be interested in? And as far as getting, Dr. Sheffield made mention of it, making sure that there's an application process, but again, learning about those different programs out there. What are some things that they should maybe be equipped when they go to the event on Tuesday?
I think one of the biggest things is having a conversation with their student to try to find out what the student may be interested in. And once they're at the Showcase of Schools, they can then pursue to visit with those schools that may offer the various programs that may be in line with the interests of the student. But I would just say go and take a look to see what is offered. And don't forego what may be offered at your zone school, because oftentimes parents may look at applying to a school that may not necessarily be their neighborhood school because they want a particular program. But oftentimes, maybe that program is offered at their zone school. So we ask that parents just take a look at everything that's available. Really take your time. I know sometimes parents like to rush and submit their application, but the application window will open November 1st, and it will close on December 9th for those programs that require an audition. And it will close on January the 27th, 2023. I can't believe I'm actually saying that, 2023, but it will close on January 27th, 2023 for all other programs. So whether you decide to go on and apply when the application opens November 1, or if you wait a little bit and really do your research, many of the schools are going to share open house dates that will be available in the upcoming weeks. I encourage parents to visit a school, if they are offering an open house, if they are interested in that school, because it's one thing to say, hey, I want to go to this school. It's another thing to actually take a visit and to see what the school looks like, what it feels like. So I encourage parents to do that. But I just say, do your research, take your time. There is no prize for applying on November 1st versus, let's say, December 1st.
Yeah.
So really do your research and have conversations with your child about what their interests are.
Great question from Michelle. She wants to know, her school has a band program, and then there's a fine arts program that also has band. What would be the difference, Dr. Sheffield, as far as maybe the level of instruction? I mean, we have so many incredible band teachers out there at all these schools, but there are incredible opportunities at Bach and Plamosa and the Conservatory School and at Dreyfus. And we mentioned that deadline is an earlier deadline for the audition process, but just kind of explain maybe how the arts programs are different maybe at some of those schools that I just mentioned.
Well, at with the art program, and you talked about, Plamosa School of the Arts, you talk about Bart, Dreyfus, where they really specialize in the arts, where they have, we talk about the arts and residency, they're trained professionals, and so forth. And, they're auditioning for those particular programs or what have you. Those are a designated school of the arts or what have you. Now, when you look at a school that may not necessarily be one of the schools that are considered to be like the School of the Arts, but they're offering an in-house program, I tell you, you have to look in regards to exactly what it is what's the focus, and look at the program differences. But I think in regards to this particular one, I really want Dr. Johnson to lean in a little bit more because she works very heavily there with both sets.
Okay, so honestly, I'm a band kid myself,
Yes.
and I didn't go to an art school. So I think music should be taught to everybody, if you ask me. But if you're looking for something really specialized and really focused, that may be an art school. However, we have music programs that are thriving and are great programs at many of our schools. And so again, going back to what I said earlier, before you apply to a school that may not necessarily be at your zone school, take a look and see what is at your school, because your school may have a band program that's a very successful program that may not necessarily be one where you have to apply. It may just be a natural program within the school for you to be able to select when it's time for you to select your courses.
When you have 330 plus programs, and this is a question that we just received, can you apply to more than one choice program? Let's say maybe you have a student that says, you know what, I want to maybe see if I can get into Bach, but if I don't get into Bach, maybe I want to go over at Independence Middle and be a part of their medical academy. Can you apply to more than one school?
You have your first choice and your second choice.
Okay.
Your first choice and your second choice.
Yeah.
So you can do that at the high school level, the middle school level. You can make those determinations and then go through the process, see where it winds up, and then you have a choice to make, hopefully, where you have the best of both worlds and you can make that decision.
Well, as they apply, they have to identify their first choice and their second choice. And then, of course, when we're running the lottery, some students will get their first choice. And if they didn't get their first, they may get their second choice, and so forth. And in some instances, they could very well be on a waiting list. But in terms of applying in the different choices, they get up to 2 choices.
I feel like I could just sit here and just keep bragging about the choice and career programs because, Dr. Johnson, the early education program, those students are guaranteed a job when they come back after they've gone on to college by just participating in the early education programs inside the school district of Palm Beach County. They can come back and be a teacher. You're also, I know, very proud of our JROTC programs.
Absolutely.
We've got incredible culinary programs. I know they receive industry certifications.
Yes.
Just talk about some of the amazing teachers and amazing programs. As you visit all our schools in Palm Beach County, what are you seeing on a daily basis?
Well, my teachers are like kids, so I can't call one particular one because they're all great. But one of the things I will say as a collective, we are so fortunate in Palm Beach County that our academy teachers are experts. They're experts in what they do. So whether they are in our culinary programs, whether they are in our JROTC programs and building future leaders there, or in business or IT, whatever the case may be, many of our instructors come from industry, meaning they really didn't have the idea of being a teacher at first, but because they have that expertise, we have the ability here in the state of Florida, here in Palm Beach County, to make them teachers based on their field experience. And I will tell you, our academies thrive because we have that expertise. And I am really fortunate to work with so many wonderful professionals who are experts in their field. So you name a program area, they are all experts in it.
Dr. Sheffield, some people would say, maybe it's too early. I don't want to get myself involved in just one specific field of study. I want a broad-based education. And that's the best part of it.
Yes.
Really, there's something for everyone. But what do you say to that parent or that student out there that is thinking, I don't know if I want to necessarily go into one field of study. What should determine whether maybe they decide to go into a choice program or not?
I mean, I think what decides is that, of course, their child needs to play a part in terms of the conversation. Let it be something that they have an interest in, a liking to, because what we have found many times when it's, the decision that the parent is making, the child has no interest and no involvement in regards to the decision making or what have you. Sometimes that child tends to struggle because it is there is a focus in regards to when we have our choice programs. And so what I just say to the parents is that when you're having the conversations, there are so many opportunities out there. Dr. Johnson said it earlier. Sit down, have conversations, look at the various programs, look at the offering, and then look to see how it measures up to your son's or daughter, to your child's liking. That's the best advice that I could give because there are so many amazing opportunities out there. Now, they may apply 1 year and they get into a program because they thought that's what they wanted to do. And then a year later, they may decide, you know what, I have some friends and they're doing program X and they're really having a great time. I think I want to, switch. And at times, if it's early enough, they have an opportunity to reapply the next year. We do have sometimes to where they thought this is what they wanted and they changed their minds because it wasn't.
For example, at West Boca Raton High School, in the medical program, they have the Wall of Fame where they have doctors and nurses and EMTs and scientists and kids that have gone on and have actually pursued a career in medicine. But not every kid's going to be in the medical field.
Absolutely.
But you talk to some of those kids and they're so thankful for the opportunities that they had being a part of that choice program. I wanted to ask you, Dr. Johnson, specifically, if you can't make the event a week from today, I'm going to keep saying it, Tuesday, the 18th, coming up at the South Florida Fairgrounds starting at 4 o'clock. There are other opportunities to see some of these programs virtually. Can you talk about that?
Absolutely. So during COVID, we had to switch gears a little bit, right? And be creative. And so what we created during COVID was the virtual showcase of schools. So it's a virtual platform at palmbeachschools.org/choice. On that website, we will feature again the virtual showcase platform. That platform will open the day after our live showcase of schools. So it will open on October 19th. And what parents will be able to do, they'll be able to go on, select school of their interest, and they'll be able to actually get information, watch marketing videos. There will be points of contact that they can reach out, and there will also be dates for any open houses that those schools will have. So this platform will remain open for the entire school year should parents have any information. And during this choice season, if they are not able to make it on next Tuesday in person, this platform will be open for them to be able to access information.
Yeah, there are really so many different opportunities. You can go to, again, Showcase of Schools, Tuesday the 18th. You can go virtual, or you can visit each individual school at their specific open houses. I know Bach had theirs last weekend. Some are coming up. Contact your local school or go to the website. Fabiola has an interesting question. Once you go through the process, do you have to apply for the lottery again? So let's say you get into Bach or you get into the firefighting academy at Palm Beach Lake. Is this a year-in, year-out process?
No, it's not. Once you apply and you've been accepted into the program and you've started that program, you continue that program through, if it's elementary, you continue it through your elementary years. If it's middle school, then you continue through 6th, 7th, 8th. And then, of course, you will reapply once you get to high school for the program of choice there at the high school. So at each level, once you get into elementary, it's through elementary, then you will apply for your middle school program. You will go through, then you will apply for your high school.
I had a parent ask me the other day, they have an 8th grader
Mhm.
at one school, a 7th grader that's going into 8th grade next year, and they have a 5th grader going into 6th grade. They're wondering, would they be able to get into the school that their older child goes to that's already in a choice program, because do they have a preferential treatment so that they can keep their kids all at one school?
So there is something called a sibling preference. So it depends on the school. If it's one of our K-8 schools, we actually have some specific rules around the K-8s and siblings. But if it is a school where your sibling attends and they're both going to be there at the same time, that new sibling that's applying does get something called a sibling preference. So that does give them a little bit better chance. It doesn't guarantee, but it does give them a little bit of a better chance to attend the school and to get selected.
Once we get into a program, how long do the parents have to say yes? So let's say they get accepted.
Mhm.
Do they have a couple of weeks to think about
Sure.
the decision? Because like you
Mhm.
mentioned before, Dr. Sheffield, they might have a first and a second choice.
Mhm.
How long do they have to decide on that?
So when they apply, parents are going to apply through a virtual platform,
Mhm.
and we will go through that a little later in the program tonight. But they will apply. There will be a period of time where eligibility and things like that are verified, and then the lottery runs. After the lottery runs, those results will come out actually this year on March 31st, and then parents will be given a time frame of when they have to either accept the seat if they've been offered a seat or decline the seat. And during that time period, they have some time to continue to think, okay, I was accepted. Do I really want to take this seat? If they don't, and some parents do, they change their mind, or maybe something has come up within their family. Maybe they're moving and can no longer accept that seat, so they will decline the seat. Or if they say, yes, this is exactly what I wanted, they can accept that seat for the coming school year.
You guys both talked to the lottery process. Is it help to get it in the first day that it's open? Are some of these programs extremely competitive? Or for the most part, if you put an application in, you're going to be a part of the program? I'm sure it varies from program to program, but in general, is it extremely competitive in some of these programs?
I mean, well, it's competitive, and Dr. Johnson said it earlier. I mean, it doesn't matter if you put it on day 1, day 2, or you put it on the last date. The date in which you put it in does not guarantee your acceptance into a program. What matters is that you complete the application, you get it in by the deadline. And that's why we said it's so important and parents have time to really sit down and, have the discussion with their child in regards to their options, their choices, or what have you. But Dr. Johnson, you want to add anything there?
Yeah, so things are competitive. Of
Mhm.
course, we have some schools where we have many applicants, and so it's based on the number of seats that are available. So if you have 400 seats available, but you have 1,200 applicants, obviously there's going to be somebody that's going to get in, and there are going to be some students that don't. So that's really the competitive edge of it, in that, certain schools can only accommodate so many students, so they only have so many seats available, but they have tons of applicants.
The choice programs are pretty much, again, anybody in the district can apply to go to a specific school and be a part of that choice program. There's also in-house programs for students that are zoned for that particular school. But let's stay, Dr. Johnson, with the ones where anybody can apply. So let's maybe say you're a student in Delray Beach. You found an incredible program that you want to be a part of, maybe at Santa Lucia's or Palm Beach Lakes. Is transportation provided for that particular student? Or if they're a part of that program, they've got to find their own way to campus?
So our district is really fortunate that we do provide choice transportation. It is not door-to-door transportation. Parents would be responsible. If it is a choice program, they would be responsible for getting their child to the closest available choice bus stop. And so transportation information will also be available in person at the Showcase of Schools next Tuesday. The transportation department will be there to assist with answering any questions that parents may have. But then also on the virtual platform, if you click on a school, there will be transportation information for that school as well. So transportation is provided for choice students.
And Dr. Sheffield, can you talk about Suncoast? What a unique school, and I know it's real science-based, but can you talk about some of the processes to get into that school, and what are some of the reasons why someone would go to Suncoast, for example?
Well, I mean, Suncoast, it's a complete choice. They have, from the IB, they have computer science, and they just have the various programs. I mean, it's a competitive program, competitive school. All of their programs, I should say, are very much competitive. And it's an awesome school. It's one of our schools that ranks there in the nation nationally. So as many of all of our schools are great, but and all of our schools have their bright spots. All of our schools have their challenges and so forth. But when you talk in regards to just in terms of ranking our schools, looking at the academic successes, there at Suncoast, it's full choice. Our students at Suncoast come from around the entire district. And it's competitive.
And then last question to you both. What are you excited about for the event on the 18th, the Showcase for Schools? As you mentioned, first time we've done this since 2019. What are you excited to see? First with you, Dr. Johnson.
I think just seeing families and students in person, and to see our school representatives there showcasing exactly what they offer at the schools. It's hard to see it when you're looking at things virtually, but if you're in person, you can have that in-person conversation. And so I'm really excited just to be there and to really see our school personnel and our students shine.
Dr. Sheffield, I know you're excited to see the students. Some of them will be dressed up in their doctor's clothes and their firefighting gear, but just what are you excited to see at that event?
I mean, Rick, again, it's all about the students. I mean, that's our purpose, that's our why. So I just get excited all the time when I see our students out, and I'm just excited that we're able to come back to this, after being away from 2 years due to COVID. And I'm just, again, thankful to the superintendent, to the board, for allowing us to go back to the fairgrounds and just share the opportunities face to face for our students and families. So I'm just excited. I'm looking forward to it because, as we said throughout our discussion, many of our students, we've found students that participated in our choice programs. They found their niche, they go away and they come back, and they are actually employees here within the school district and within the county. So I'm just excited of what we're doing and providing opportunities for our students.
And we often talk about the best advertisement for the choice and career programs are really the success students.
Yes.
Them come back, and I've had to talk to so many of them, and for them to say, it was that teacher, it was that chef, it was that firefighter, that leader that helped me become what I am today. And they give so much of the attribution to their success to the Palm Beach County School District and the programs that we have. Thank you so much to both of you. You guys do such a wonderful job. And if you created this climate of 330 plus choice programs, and they're going to be on display again. And that's this coming Tuesday at the South Florida Fairgrounds, starting at 4 o'clock, going till
8.
4 to 8. Not bad. All right. We also want to talk to Tara Coble, who is the manager over at Choice and Career Options. And Tara, I know there's some changes with the application process. So let's send it over to you and tell us a little bit about some of the changes and what parents can expect if they go through that process.
Hello, Palm Beach County. I'm Tara Coble, the Choice Manager here in the Department of Choice and Career Options. I'm here today to show you the new and improved online choice application. Although the application will not open until November 1st,
we're not.
You can actually get started a little early by creating your family account and having everything you may need and get ready to go. So let's get started by logging onto the website at mypbchoiceapp.com. Yes, it's the same website as in previous years. However, you will need to create a new account to use this new system. So let's get started. Upon logging into mypbchoiceapp.com, you will be directed to our new application management system that first asks if you would like to create a family dashboard account, or if you've already been here before, it will ask you to log in using your email address and password that you created. Now, since this is the first step, it's very important to read all of the instructions in the blue boxes as we put them there step by step to help families be guided through this entire process, as it is very new from in prior years. So since this is your first visit, you're going to select the Create a Family Dashboard Account blue button. Upon clicking that button, in the blue box with all the important information, I'd like to direct you to the how-to videos. The how-to videos are currently in English, Spanish, and French, and you can select any of those links and you will get a video tutorial from the actual company who developed this that will kind of walk you through the entire process, a little bit more in detail on what we're doing here today. So below, in creating an account, the first step is to create the parent or guardian account by putting the parent or guardian name, address, and some other important details as you scroll down on this page. One of the most important things I'd like to direct you to is there will be an option when you enter your telephone number, although it does a mandatory request for a home phone number. We do know a lot of you do not have home phone numbers, so feel free to put your cell number in. In this red box, you will see a question whether or not you would like to be updated via text message. I highly recommend this option to select yes as an opt-in if you would like to receive text messages when your application is submitted, or if we're requesting additional information, and then of course when the lottery results are released. If you select no, you will not receive any information via text message, but you will still receive that same information when you log into your parent dashboard. Once you complete your family dashboard setup, meaning entering the parent or guardian information, you'll then go back to the Get Started page to log back in to your parent account. Setting up a parent dashboard is almost a separate process, so don't be alarmed if you get rolled back to this Start or Login page. This is where you now are able to see all of the general information and all of the options that are available for you to apply for. Once you select the Start Login button to apply for a choice program, you will actually be asked to enter your student information. Of course, we can't move forward with submitting an application if we don't have any students yet added to our account. Now, there's going to be an option to submit one student and then his or her siblings. You can go ahead and add one sibling at a time. And for purposes of this tutorial, we're just going to add one sibling or one student, and then you can further add additional siblings by viewing the how-to video, by adding a student to your account, or always look for the green or blue Associate Student button that will bring you to the page to add another student. So I'm going to go ahead and click the green Associate Student button to enter my first student, where it brings you to the student account creation page. Here you're going to, again, read the directions in the blue box and select and add all of the student's information as requested. The current enrollment status is a question that every student will be asked, and it's an important question because if your child currently is not enrolled in the school district of Palm Beach County and or does not have a student ID number that has been generated by the school district of Palm Beach County, you will be asked to request a student ID number in another step of this choice application. So once you scroll down through this application, you're going to save your student information, and it's going to bring you back to the dashboard where you will then see your child's name in this test student that we have here for Clara Coble with this red arrow. If you added or associated more than one child, you will see them vertically on top of one another listed here on the left side of your screen. If you want to add an additional student here, you can go ahead and select the blue Associate Student button and continue to add students to your account. It is highly recommended that you add all school-aged children in your household to your account, regardless if you're going to be applying for them at this time or not. And that's because if we are looking at sibling preference, or if you would like to apply for another process at another time for another student, they'll already be on your family dashboard, and all you need to do is select the student and select the green Begin Application button for that student. Now, when you select Begin Application, it'll bring you to the page where all of the students listed in your household will be added. Here we have one student, but if you have 2, 3, or 4 or more children in your household, they will all be listed here in their own rectangular box. Now, depending on who you would like to submit the application for, you would actually select the button that says Begin Application for the name of your student. So here, I'm going to go ahead, after reading the directions above, going to go ahead and begin the application for my student, Clara. Now, when you select your student's name, it's going to provide you with any available applications that are currently open that you can apply for this student. Now, depending if you already have an application submitted or if the student is not eligible to apply for a specific application, it will only show those applications that are available and that you are eligible to apply for. Now, on the left side of the screen, I want to show you over here available for the 2023-2024 school year. You can see next to each process that's created, there's a circle with a line through it, almost like a warning, do not enter kind of symbol. Well, right now you will see that because the application is not available. Down here, however, with the check marks and the blue hot links, you will see what it looks like when the application is open and available for you to apply for. I'd also like to bring your attention, in these blue boxes, you will see how-to videos that I'll be referring to in the next few minutes for you to select at any step of the application that will help guide you through creating an account, adding a student to the account, submitting your application, which is what we're going to do next, and then uploading documents. So once you want to begin the application for the student, it's going to bring up the student information on how you entered it on the prior step. So there is the student. You need to verify the student's date of birth if the student has an ID number. And then over on the right side, the guardian, the parent or guardian information, including the email, the home phone, and the cell phone number. When you enter your student or associate a student, it's going to ask you for your zone school, your current grade, and your current school, as well as what grade level the student is expected to be in for the next school year. Further down the application, it's going to ask you with whom does the applicant reside the majority of the time. If there's more than one parent, just click the blue plus sign here and it will add another layer of parent information. This way both parents can get all the information that is all the information and updates that the application has to offer. Further down in the application, there's a student information section. Here is where you will enter any siblings who are currently enrolled in the school that the student is applying. If you're looking for a sibling preference, if a student is already enrolled, this is where you want to make sure that you submit the sibling information. It's also going to ask you if you have a sibling that's applying to the same school, because we do like to know if siblings are applying together. Please make sure you read all of the information in the blue section to answer any questions about siblings that you may have. Again, here is this question if a sibling is applying to the same school, if you have more than one sibling, and if any of the siblings are a twin or a triplet or another multi-birth sibling. It's very important to select yes, as the system is programmed to detect if it is a twin or multiple birth. When you scroll further down on the application, there will be a section to where you can select your second choice preference. And in the drop-down, we'll list all of the schools that your child is available to apply for. After confirming that you're submitting the choice application and putting the parent or guardian initials, you're going to select the blue Proceed button to proceed with the application. Once you proceed, it's going to ask for some verification and going to generate an order or confirmation number. Once you receive this order or confirmation number, that means that we've received your application. You want to save this application. You want to save this order number and confirmation number, because this is what you're going to refer back to. And if you have any questions, our department can also select and assist you by selecting and looking up your order or confirmation number. At this time, we're going to return to the dashboard to see what your application looks like. Now, once you log back in after application submission, you will see your child's name. You will see the confirmation number or order number. You will see your child's name, what school you applied for, the status of the application, or any messages that we may add to your application if it's some additional information that we need. And you'll also have an action item if you need to edit the preferences or change your choices. It will allow you to do so from this application. Now, from this dashboard. Now, upon submitting a choice application, you will always see application received processing. If there are any additional information that is requested, we will actually put a message below, and you will actually see a message underneath here, depending on what we're looking for, whether it's student transcript or additional address verification information. We will send you a message, and that will be posted on your family dashboard. Now, anytime you receive a request for information, right over here, there is a View Add Docs button. Anytime we request information for you to upload or send to us, you can click that link, and it will bring you right into your application, where you will be able to add any documentation that you need to upload to us. And we, on our end, our department, will get notification that you submitted the requested information, and we will review it and get back to you. Again, if you need assistance uploading documents, there is a how-to video in different languages, so we encourage you to use that. Now, another exciting feature of this new application system is at the top here, you'll see the headline of an email that gets submitted to you once you submit your choice application. It will come from scribonline@scribsoft.com, so we also encourage you to save that in your list of contacts so it doesn't go to your junk mail. Now, upon submitting, if you don't see that submitted application, please go to your junk or spam email file folder and mark it as not junk or not spam mail, so your email your email provider will see it as regular mail and not put it into a spam folder. Now, if you opted for text message notifications, it will come from a phone number starting with 206, and you will get a text message similar to this that says your choice application has been submitted and received by the district. This means that it was properly submitted, and our department will be reviewing and getting back to you if anything further is needed. Now, with the choice application, you will not hear anything from the department unless we need additional information or until the lottery results are received. So at this time, I want to just say thank you for visiting or for joining us tonight. And I'm going to turn it back over. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to ask us October 18th at the Showcase of Schools. And we're looking forward to seeing you. Thank you.
Great job, Tara. Boy, that was impressive. A lot of things to take in, but she did a great job breaking it down. Dr. Johnson, talk about the commitment to food for families and how that's going to be a part of the Showcase of Schools.
Thank you so much, Rick. And we are so excited to again partner with WPTV in support of the Bill Brooks Food for Families. And so we just ask that all families, as you come to the Showcase of Schools to learn about our wonderful programs, that you think about contributing to this worthy cause and bring your non-perishable items. There will be a booth in the front entrance as you come in for you to drop those items off. And so we just ask that you guys support this, and look forward to seeing you guys next Tuesday.
All right, another reason to go to the Showcase of Schools. And Dr. Sheffield, the College and Career Fair rescheduled because of Hurricane Ian. Talk about what day that's taking place and your excitement level for that.
Yes, Rick, thank you. I'm definitely excited. Yes, we did have to reschedule our College and Career Fair. So it's been rescheduled to November 1st. Same location there at the South Florida Fairgrounds. So I'm just encouraging, our families to come out. And again, when we say our college and career fair, we're not just talking, our juniors, our graduating seniors. We encourage all our students, grades 9 through 12, to just come out and partake. We'll have many colleges, universities, armed forces, and other opportunities for our students there on November 1st at the South Florida Fairgrounds.
All right, 2 great events sponsored by the School District of Palm Beach County. We want to thank you so much for contributing your questions and watching us on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks so much for watching, and good luck. Coming up, once again, the Showcase of Schools.